me say it's always great to be back at GITEX, and this year has really been packed today, so it's good to see people again in person and in such big numbers as well. So regarding what's different this year, if you listen to my keynote speech, it was really about sustainability and how we've got to be able to address sustainability within the region. I quoted some figures which were out there that the average per capita carbon footprint of the Middle East region is nearly 3.5 times that of the world average. And that if we don't address these topics now, even though all countries are signed up to the Sustainable Development Goals, we're going to have problems down the road. In the Middle East region, the countries like UAE, Saudi Arabia, and even Pakistan have got very strong initiatives and targets in place to be able to turn this around and to get to net zero by 2050. So about 15 to 20 years ago, we used to hear about digital cities, and the technology trend at that time was broadband. So we had 3G come out, and a lot of services start to happen online. So e-government services and e-service this and e-service that, and that was great at that stage. Then about 10 to 15 years ago, we started talking about smart cities, and the technology transition which happened was IoT. And IoT, although we had M2M a while back, IoT's mass adoption allowed the smart cities to really take off. And now we hear more about cognitive cities. And here the technology transition is AI. And the use of AI with IoT, with connectivity, is what allows us to be able to deliver cognitive cities of the future. So all industries, when they start their digital transformation journey, first they start by digitizing, and that's turning legacy into digital. So that could be scanning things and making things electronic. That's going from analog to digital. Then we digitalize, and then we digitally transform, right? So, and once we start to use technology in changing the way we do processes, that's when we can start talking about digital transformation. And a lot of that is based on data. So once we, for example, take things from analog to digital, that means we've got data, and we've got a lot of it. And that's how we define big data. So it's the volume, the velocity, and the veracity of the data, which is how we define big data. Then to be able to make sense out of that data and to be able to use it. For example, in my keynote today, I talked about the Rainforest Guardian. So how do we use AI and data in the cloud to be able to help protect our environment? And that's taking data, so from an IoT device, sound, transmitting it through to the cloud, using algorithms in the cloud on that data to be able to make sense if there's some illegal activity going on, like chopping down trees, or being able to listen for different types of animals that might be endangered. One of the things that's held back the adoption of mixed realities, that's augmented reality, virtual reality, and so on, has been latency. So with 5G, the latency has been reduced such that you don't need to be tethered anymore. You can then walk around and use that in other applications. And when we talk about mixed reality, that's everything from gamification, into education, into maintenance and operation services. So all different industries can start to use that technology. If I take, for example, a biology class. When I was a child, it was a 2D textbook. Maximum you got a plastic model which you took the organs out of. But putting that in with the latest technology now, and children can really look and understand the reality a lot better. So we can bring down the time to gain that knowledge, and the knowledge gap is reduced. The time to get up to speed and get people to understand things, even if you're assembling something at home. If you're doing a home assembly, but if you could see that in 3D, it's better than looking at a piece of paper and say, put this screw into here. You can really see the model and follow it in a far more realistic way and be able to resolve issues a lot faster. What Huawei is doing is bringing digital into every industry, right? That's part of our mission, to bring digital to every person, home, and organization for a fully connected, intelligent world. And what the breadth of technology that Huawei brings to the table is unprecedented. So that's everything from digital power in being able to use this technology in a lower carbon footprint, and bring that up into the cloud computing, and then multiple use cases for all types of industries, including mixed reality. That's really what we're about, and we look forward to helping all industries on their journey of digital transformation.